It's the most legendary venue in the whole of the MotoGP World Championship. We're at the Cathedral of Motorcycle Racing for the TT at Assen. This is After the Flag. Welcome to After the Flag from Magellan.
This is After the Flag from Laguna Seca.
Come on guys, come on! Right, I think this is a first for After the Flag. We're on some kind of task. I feel like I'm in the Big Brother house or something like that. Anyway, so we're joined, of course, by Michael Laverty from PBM Aprilia. I'll get over the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. Right, apparently we've got to drag our way to the other side. That's your job for today. Come on, let's get on it. And while we do it, we'll have a bit of a chat. Oh. So how are you enjoying MotoGP so far? The whole experience of coming over, because I mean, you're younger than me, obviously, but you come later in your career.
Yeah, for sure. But it's been enjoyable, and I think actually the fact that I've come later hasn't been really that much of a negative, other than people kind of are a little bit prejudiced towards your age. But actually, with the extra experience and knowledge I have, and I'm a lot more mature and kind of can come here and learn my way without costing the team a fortune and crash damage. So overall, I think there's no real downsides to coming old, apart from, as I said, people look and go, well, he's already past 30, so once you reach the 30 mark, people think you're on the downhill. But I feel I've got at least another 10 years of my career left riding at the top level. So yeah, I'm quite happy where I'm at, and I'm enjoying my first year. Just learning the ropes and learning how the whole paddock works. So it's all good.
I like that, learning the ropes. See what he's done
just
there?
as we're
just slips that one in. I tell you what, that was far too easy, wasn't it? I think we're going to need to get on this bike and have a bit of a ride. Come on.
Whoa.
Right. Oh. Ah.
It's that full carbon chassis that got
Get going then. So you're not only, though, learning tracks this year, are you? But you're learning the bike as well. You're actually having to develop a machine from scratch.
Yeah, that's probably what's made the whole process a little bit tougher. Not starting on a proven machine. It's the PBM have built their own chassis, added the control ECU to it, and started to develop their own motorcycle. So yeah, that's made the whole process a lot tougher. And as you say, going to all brand new circuits where you have no previous experience at, so made it a little bit tough. But we enjoy the challenge, and actually seeing the progress that we've made, it's adds quite a nice bit to it, that we're actually really taking steps forward with it now.
Of course, you've got a massive racing background. The whole family's properly into it, aren't they? Two brothers. Yeah. Well, the whole family, really.
Yeah, the whole family's really been a motorcycle family, and Eugene's racing for the World Superbike title this year. My brother John is not racing this year after a big accident. He's called time in his career, and he's working with Eugene, managing him, and my parents love it. My sister is married to Eugene's chief mechanic, and it's just a whole family thing. It's something we've done all our lives. Had a passion for it. It's been our hobby that we've been lucky enough to make a career of. So yeah, motorbikes has been a big part of our lives, really.
Well, maybe I've got a video to show you now. We'll have a sit down here, then we'll get out the iPad. Right, cool, that was good, that. So I think here's someone you might find a little bit familiar. This, of course, is your brother Eugene, this time in the 250cc class. What was it you said when I told you we were going to have videos of him?
Yeah, mostly crashes. It's like I searched him on the MotoGP website, and it was like Eugene Laverty crashed Qatar, Eugene Laverty crashed Barcelona. So he did a little bit in his first year here.
Yeah, but how does your experience differ from his? Because it was a tough time that I remember him having here in 250. Has yours been surprisingly positive so far?
Yeah. I come along with Eugene to quite a few races, and it is a lot more positive in my position. I think more to do with the fact that the CRT equipment, you're not expected to race against the prototypes, and Eugene was with a good team, but on a bike that was kind of like 3 seconds off a factory Aprilia, so he was similar to like a CRT pace off, but he was on a bike that people not in the know expected him to be top 5, top 3, and it's just not going to happen. So you're always, if you're in that situation, you're always going to be looked upon as underachieving. So he had a tough time. He was young. He crashed a lot, just trying hard every weekend, and he learned a lot from it. He become a much better rider from it, much stronger mentally. But it was a tough couple of years for him. So you know, it's a totally different situation for me where I'm at. It's quite positive. I'm with a British team, which helps. I think I rode for the team before in British Championships, so you know, it's just I knew everybody. It was just I felt at home straight away. Whereas Eugene had to try and learn the language, try and you know, learn all new faces in a paddock completely by himself, just with his girlfriend. So yeah, it was definitely tougher for. I think he was. I can't remember if he was 19 or what age he was when he come, but it was definitely a tougher transition for him than it has been for me.
Yeah, and is there anywhere later on this season that you're putting your focus on? Is Silverstone one that you think, you know what, I could go there, or Laguna Seca, because you raced in America as well?
Yeah, but I never got the chance to race in Laguna,
right,
unfortunately, so it's a new circuit. But I haven't actually pinpointed a specific circuit, but I do expect to do well at Silverstone. The circuits where I've been to before, we had the test in Sepang, so that should be another strong one for us. But again, in your first year, when you're going to circuits and learning everything, you're never going to be at your maximum on a brand new circuit. So probably just the ones I have the previous experience at, and hope those end up I can capitalise on that experience and get my best results of the season. But you know, it's funny, we went to Catalunya, a brand new circuit for me, and by the end of the first day I went, I think it was 0.7 slower than I managed after a full race weekend and a test day. So you know, when you're doing it every round, learning a new circuit, you get quite good at it. So I can now feel with the onboards that are available and doing laps on the scooter and speaking to riders, you can pick up so much and learn so much by doing your homework before you get to the circuit, that I feel you can learn a circuit quite well in under 20 laps. So it's not been the hardest thing to do, learn the circuits, but it's definitely, while you're doing that and trying to develop a motorbike that has no previous data, that makes it that little bit harder for sure.
Well, we're going to take a trip down memory lane now. It was actually a year before Eugene even came into the championship. 2006, and someone who's actually riding out there with you in MotoGP at the moment, Alvaro Bautista. This is the Assen 125cc race in 2006, and some familiar faces alongside him in this race too.
Incredible last lap there, and how important is this victory for you this season?
Yeah, I believe that's the only win what I took here in 125, and that's of course nice memory, because also in that year we were battling the title with the Bautista, and I managed to beat him.
La verdad ha sido una carrera bastante dura, nos hemos pasado muchas veces, ¿no? Y bueno, muy divertida, las pasadas han estado muy bonitas y la verdad es que nos hemos pasado muy bien.
It was a very fight race because we battled during all the race, no?
Actually, then Kadea made I think a small mistake in the last left corner, and then he opened the door, and me and Bautista we overtake him.
And in the last chicane, I remember I was second, and I tried to overtake Mika Kallio in the change direction for the outside, but he touched me a little bit and I went out of the track, and also Gadea overtake me, ¿no?
He intentado en la última vuelta cerrar el hueco y frenar más adelante, pero él ya me había cogido un sitio bueno, suelta el freno, incluso ha entrado demasiado rápido. Y bueno, yo he visto eso, he intentado salir de la chica más rápido que él, pero bueno, a la salida al emparejarme pues me ha echado hacia la hierba.
He leads the way into the left. Who's going to take the checkered flag? They come through the last part. Oh, Batista hits from Rumble's grip. Surely it's Kallio wins the race.
I just opened the throttle, I think, and closed the eyes, and hope the best that Bautista leave me some space on the track. And I saw there was 1 meter between Bautista and the curbs, and I went there, and I managed to pass him. And of course it was nice feeling. And actually I tried the same move also today for Dominic, but he closed the door and I couldn't make that.
So another look at another great race from the past there. Let's hope we get something similar here this weekend. Thanks for joining us, Michael, here in Assen. It's not been ideal. It's a little bit wet now. Whoever's iPad this is getting a little bit damp as well. Do you think you're going to be doing some tandem with Jody? You think she'll be up for that
Yeah,
one?
she'd be well up for that because I can do all the pedaling. So she'll just
I can
cruise
imagine
along.
she'd be like me with her legs out at the
Yeah.
back. You don't fancy that though? You don't think you'll be doing a tandem holiday anytime soon?
You never know. I always looked at them and thought they were tougher to ride, but they're quite nice. So yeah, you never know.
Yeah, maybe some two-seat action for you then in the future. Anyway, thanks very much, Michael. Wish
More than
you all the
welcome.
best here in Assen. Let's have a see how Michael and the rest of the MotoGP, Moto2 and Moto3 fields got on here at the Dutch TT. Wow, that is a fast crash, and the bike will just keep going through the grass.
You do imagine just reading that he will not take part in the race on Saturday, but stranger things have happened. Jorge Lorenzo is back. Broke his collarbone on Thursday afternoon, went back to Barcelona, had an operation, titanium plate and 8 screws, rode in the morning warm-up, declared fit to ride in the race. We're at Assen, it's round 7, it's the last Saturday in June.
Great start from Jorge Lorenzo. I was keeping an eye on there. But what about Stefan Bradl's getaway? And Dani Pedrosa from the second row of the grid leads them into turn 1. Crutchlow has dropped from 1st into 5th place. Is Lorenzo going to go through? He doesn't need any invitation whatsoever. Through he comes.
Rossi thinks about coming up the inside of Marquez. He doesn't think about it at Harbock. He's gone through. Look at the fans. They love him throughout the world.
Here comes Rossi now out of the ram, so Pedrosa's going to try and run it wide, but Rossi is going to go through and he's going to take the lead.
Valentino Rossi leads the Dutch TT here at Assen.
But Crutchlow finally makes it through. And I think more than anything, what we were saying about him wanting to make a clean pass.
Has he gone through? Marquez through into 2nd place.
Pedrosa in 3rd, and Crutchlow is only 1.1 seconds down on Pedrosa now. He's going to go to the inside of the track now, Cal Crutchlow, and he is going to go through, up into 3rd place. Crutchlow into the podium positions.
Crutchlow could not be closer. Just runs in a bit wide, it's over. Valentino Rossi wins here in Assen. He's back in business.
Marquez comes across the line in 2nd. Cal Crutchlow takes the podium in the dry in 3rd, ahead of Dani Pedrosa. And all credit to Jorge Lorenzo. What a brave ride from the world champion. He'll be in agony all of a sudden. But Lorenzo has cut the gap.
The doctor is back. He's won the TT at Assen. Here we go then. Round 7 of the Moto2 World Championship. Great front row. Pol Espargaro, Johan Zarco and Scott Redding.
Good start from Redding from the outside of that front row. Not so great from Zarco, fighting his bike as he comes down the home straight.
What has Pol Espargaro got left in the tank? Can he up the pace?
Was he slowing up a little bit there, Pol? He was just allowing Redding to come through. He's going to try and do it down in turn 1 because he knows this is where Redding's going to get away. Redding may just watch him go through on this occasion. Big slide from Pol Espargaro. It's going to be Pol Espargaro. He's going to win the Dutch TT from Scott Redding in 2nd place. Great move from Espargaro. He's done the business.
And is it Dominic Egerter has finished in 3rd place? It is. Superb ride there by Pol Espargaro.
Salom is right in behind Viñales, and I think that's exactly where he would want to be. There'll be moves into Ram's Hook and then into the chicane. Here they come all for the inside. What a move from Salom. Conjured up something. Now can he block going into the chicane? He's going to have to, because surely Viñales is going to have a go. Salom has done it again. He's worked it out beautifully once more.
What a ride by Louis Salom. 3 Grand Prix victories in a row. He's beaten Maverick Viñales, Alex Rins in 3rd place, Miguel Oliveira 4th.
Well, what an astonishing day's racing it was here in Assen. Those grandstands behind me on their feet when Valentino Rossi came across the line. And of course, a heroic ride from Jorge Lorenzo into 5th place as well. And if we take a look at the championship following this round, when Lorenzo had broken his collarbone, we thought, what, 32 points might be the gap? When we leave here and go to Germany, just 9 points separate Pedrosa from Lorenzo, and Marquez has made up ground. Crutchlow and Rossi have also made up ground. It just makes it extremely tight as we go to the back-to-back races in Germany and Laguna Seca next up. Here in Assen, once more, our cameras have been roving around once more, picking up every single little detail throughout the weekend. This is the After the Flag debrief of the TT in Assen.
This could well have been the moment the reigning world champion waved goodbye to his chances of retaining a Premier Class title for the first time. And judging by an X-ray or two, anybody would have agreed with that. Anybody but Jorge Lorenzo, that is.
He broke the collarbone. It means that if he's lucky, I think that he can be in Sachsenring.
The Sachsenring. Back for the Sachsenring, they all said. But that seemed just a little bit too far into the future when considering there was a race in Holland coming up on Saturday.
We hope a quick recovery, and I'm sure on Germany will be there 100%.
Forget about Germany. Indeed, you can't be 100% when you've got 8 screws in your collarbone, but just being back was an absolute must. It was for Jorge anyway, and if he's back for racing.
¿Cómo que si está? Ah, sí, madre mía.
If he comes and rides tomorrow, he's my hero.
Coming back was one thing, now it was time to race. Championship-wise, this could be critical, but it wasn't so much the statistical side of things that counted. It was the reward, the reception, the praise. It's not often you see more media on this side of the Yamaha garage.
For me, Jorge today is the real hero.
And such praise from an old sparring partner, worth its weight in gold.
When I understand he want to come back, I think that maybe I cannot do.
Surely you'd be on cloud 9 to hear that. And Lorenzo's weekend had begun up there amongst the clouds. A trip in a hot air balloon over historic Assen. He was afraid to go up there at first, but we all know that each and every superhero has his weak points, his kryptonite, so to speak. The way home and back up in the sky again, and more suffering just to watch it. Every corner, every overtaking manoeuvre, the nervous laugh from the mechanic and the frequent hiding away from the excitement of it all.
It's quite embarrassing for some other riders, but when he passed me, it was embarrassing, so...
Big respect to Jorge, because what he did, it's quite, I think it's a surprise for everybody.
Perhaps the biggest surprise of all is that they only lost 2 points to championship leader Pedrosa.
I have to, I think, congratulate Jorge, because to come back after this surgery in such a short time and do this race, it was an amazing performance by him.
And judging by what his rivals had to say, nobody appeared to notice what he'd gone through.
Yeah. You do like 34 now, right? The first lap, before the start? Yeah. It was scary for you.
Mensen die geen voorkeur van Rosje en Dan moeten we geen
So many stories to tell from this weekend here in Holland. The Hollywood producers would not believe you if you came up with a script with all the stories we've had this weekend in Assen. I think everyone's a little bit exhausted and we need to lie down now. So we'll do that until the next time we join you, not after the German round of the championship, which is next up, but after the Laguna Seca round in California the week following. We'll see you then.